Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Geek Room, a live review. I'm Justin, your host, also known as TK Storm. Today, we're looking at Mondo's Masters of the Universe 1/12 scale He-Man. This is not the timed edition. This is the standard release. Um, Not a huge Masters of the Universe fan, to be frank. I am looking for something different. I've been getting into Savage Crucible and stuff lately. I've picked up a couple of the non-movie related Motu figures in the Chronicles line. Those are pretty fun, right, for the price especially. But I've pre-ordered all of these 112 Mondos to see if they're worth it. The first one came in. I skipped Clawful, not my thing. So this He-Man's the first one for me. If I like it, I'll continue the line. If I don't, I'll cancel the pre-orders. Not a thing. That's why we do reviews, to figure out if it's something that we like and we want to continue with. So, with that being said, let's get into it. This box is huge, so I've had to adjust the camera a little bit. The box is actually pretty plain, to be honest. Which is fine. I'm not overly concerned about packaging. It's figure inside, right? But we do have some artwork. Maybe not the what I like, or not the best for me, but hey, it is clearly a He-Man. We have, well, I can't really see that. The box is so big, but 1/12 scale, Masters of the Universe. Get all the jargon on the bottom. There's the QR code if you, I'm sorry, the barcode if you guys need that for anything. Uh, let's get into this box because it's too big to be flipping around and showing what's going on with it. Everybody wants to see what's inside anyway. So, it's a huge tray. We're gonna set the box back there behind it. All right. So we got a covered plastic tray. This thing is very large. A lot of stuff in here. All right. So, sorry. So we're gonna take this part as we go here. So we got some extra hands. So we got open hands. We got a sword holding hand, the other sword holding hand, and the other open hand. So we have two extra sets of hands. We have He-Man's unmistakable shield. Got a nice metallic paint on there. I'm going to set you up here for now. I'm not going to get the stand out. However, this particular stand's just plain black. And then there's an arm for it. The timed edition came with more of a display setting. So, whatever. Wasn't that pressed about it. We have the 2000X Power Sword. Again, there's metallic paint on all of that. The detail looks very nice. Camera is cooperating this morning, thankfully. So you guys can see all of that. The wires and nodes and everything on there. Looks very nice. We have, I just finished watching 2000X for the first time here not that long ago. And, the art is something, but I don't really recall him having a battle axe in the show. But we've got the battle axe as well, and again, it's got all that awesome kind of technology detail on it as well. You got the little nodes, and there in the center of it, you can see the He-Man cross, which is pretty cool. Very nice detail. We've got two extra heads in here. Give me a second. So we've got kind of a grunting head, if you will. Give that a second and we shall adjust, maybe. Ooh. Hello. There we go. So, nice paint apps on there. He's a tan fella. He's been hanging out in the sun quite a bit, I believe. And let's see what the next second head is. Our next second head is just more of a, really, I guess, a glaring head, kind of more, a little more neutral. There we go. Maybe. Let's get some more light behind the camera. Maybe that'll help. Eh, maybe, maybe not. All right. Anyway, it's not a paint apps are great, but probably not a face sculpt I would display with anyway. All right. So our figure comes wrapped in this nice baggie. It's interesting, and he's got a foam protective cover on. That's kind of interesting. Give me a second here. I'm gonna try to get this plastic off. I will tell you just the little bit of movement I've had to do just to get this plastic off has been pretty damn impressive, I must say. All right, I'm gonna set our plastic to the side. We don't really need that. And we're gonna get this piece of foam out of here. I'm gonna have to do this off camera though, because I don't, give me a second. Just let me, it looks pretty dang good. I don't think this, yeah, it's not supposed to be like savable or reusable. I mean, I guess you could, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just for protection. So I'm just gonna tear it out. There we go. All right, now, so we'll look at just the base figure. That's exactly as we pulled it out of the packaging. Just from a distance, the paint apps look very nice. There's a lot of metallic paint in here. I mean, I can tell you that first Mondo figure I've ever held, the quality is very nice. It's very aesthetically pleasing. All the different paint apps you get, where it's metal, it's metallic, and where it's like leather, it's flat, and so they did a real good job capturing. You can see all the little buckles on his pouch are painted. His boots are multicolor, right? Of brown in there. It's kind of a red, but burnt brown maybe. I think there is it looks like there's at least two different colors of tan in the body. Doesn't look like a wash. It just looks like maybe a dry brush to give definition to the muscle. I mean, the sculpt, he has definitely got the bubble muscles, man. That is classic He-Man right there. Yeah. And then of course we got the fur boots and the fur undies. So aesthetics, I gotta say, I'm pretty damn impressed. I was not a big Motu guy. I'm certainly not a 2000X guy. If anything, it was, I grew up on the 80s cartoon, so I didn't know what to really expect. But aesthetically, this is a good, really good looking figure. Let's talk about articulation for a bit. Head, well, head will spin all the way around, like some poltergeist. Doesn't look down very far. He's got a hell of an Adam's apple. Doesn't look up. I mean, there's not a lot of neck movement there. The and it is the neck is part of the torso. It is not like a neck peg. So there is but hey, he's not a sniper. I know for a fact he is getting the angry face on my shelf. We'll go ahead and swap those out to the angry face. And now let's talk about some more articulation. So we go straight into a T-pose. This is no heat. This guy came right out of the bag, boxing bag. Got a pretty good T-pose there. The arms spin pretty good, right? They go back pretty good. They go forward pretty good. We could definitely we have a bicep curl in there that's kind of tight, but it'll work. Ultimately, what I like to see in uh, a fantasy figure is, can he get that two-hand pose? And I will tell you, yes, that is an amazing two-hand pose. So we'll get those sword hands on there here in a few minutes. We also have, well, that's an overlay, so we do not have like an arm swivel in there, but the wrists move. All of the articulation in the arms is very, very well done. Well, his hand fell off. We got to change those out anyway, right? Again, we have a diaphragm cut. Movement's very good. He goes back quite a ways. He goes forward very long ways. We just don't have a whole lot of head movement. But again, he's not a sniper. How much do you need? We do not have drop down hips, but we do have a thigh swivel up in there. It feels like. Can't see. No, it's not a thigh swivel. It's just on a ball joint, which is why you can't get a full 90 degree. That's a little disappointing, but not too bad. We have double jointed pinless knees that are very smooth. We do not have a shin swivel or boot swivel. We do not have maybe we got a little bit of a rock. No, we do not have a formal rocker in there. We just have foot swivel. Yeah, everything, all of the joints are very, very smooth on this guy. Again, right out of the package, no heat applied. It's good to see, and they don't feel like they're very smooth, but they don't feel like loose smooth like most Mafex do these days. So that's a good thing. Let's take Senior He-Man's hands and get the sword holding hands on there, because, well, there may be some photos where he's punching some stuff here or there on the shelf. He will be holding that fantastic detailed sword. Again, I'm going to do this off camera just because never put a weapon in a Mondo hands before, and so the hands are not quite as soft as a Mezco, but they're definitely soft leather, rubber, not rubber, dumbass, soft plastic, so that they pop, they open right up for you to get on whatever you're trying to do. That's the second time the hand has popped out. Like once they're in there, they don't feel loose, but if you're moving it around and trying to mess with it, like, it definitely will pop out relatively easy. So we get a little bit that the hilt on that sword is actually a little too short for a two-hand hold. However, we all know that He-Man, ultimately, we do not need. All right, the hand popping thing's kind of fucking annoying, but ultimately, this is the pose that we want He-Man in anyway. And let's give a open hand over here. There we go. By the power of Grayskull, I have the power. So he can definitely catch the classic pose, and that's what he'll definitely be in on my shelf when not being played around with. I mean, that's a good looking figure. The construction's good, the engineering's good, the paint apps are good. If you're into premium figures, I almost forgot the shield. If you're into premium figures, I would definitely say that he is premium. The downsides here are the leg articulation. There's no boot cut There's no ankle rocker. There's not a drop down hip, which by itself is not that bad, but there's also not a thigh swivel. So you're going to be limited on articulation with that leg since there's no thigh swivel or drop down hip. No, he's not, to the most part, really not going to be driving vehicles and stuff. Can he sit on a battle cat? Yes. Can he, uh, you know, do any basic movement poses and stuff like that? I'm sure there probably won't be a problem. Like getting low poses will be limited because again, that